Archduke Franz Ferdinand to visit Sarajevo?
Wait, should we be here? We're just here to watch the military.
Please, that's just an excuse. It's our anniversary. We could use some time outside of the courts and get some sightseeing.
But they will never accept our marriage. I'm only a countess and...
Pay that no mind. Let's just enjoy our time.
I can't believe they're here.
Me neither, especially today.
The anniversary of Serbia's greatest battle. A great rallying point. Our nation's pride.
This is our proudest day. And for the Archduke, the symbol of our oppression, the physical embodiment of foreign leadership, to come here on this day of all days is the greatest insult.
Perhaps he chose this day to show solidarity. Maybe he chose this day to show Serbia that he cares about our traditions.
No. He's spitting in the face of our heritage and asserting his dominance over our country. He wants to stop Serbia from being a free state.
Talk about politics. I feel weird being here without a purpose.
There's been a lot of conflict in Serbia recently, and conflict with my uncle too. I disagree with him on his own opinions, but I'd rather accept their request and free Bosnia. The whole empire knows where I stand by now, and until I ascend the throne, my wishes will continue to be denied. Better?
Better.
Damn it!
You'll never take me alive. Wait, something's not right. No! Damn it. They're gone. Damn it, they're gone!
Maybe a snack will make me feel better. Please, I urge you to stay.
Are you crazy? You're gonna have the two of us stay and continue our trip while there's bombs exploding on your street?
That's not what I meant, Your Majesty. I want you and your lovely wife to continue your sightseeing now that the danger has passed. I would only hate for the two of you to have leave Sarajevo early because of this.
I'm not so sure the danger has passed. And I believe we should make our leave. What happened to the people hit by the bomb?
I'm sorry, Your Grace?
There were people behind us. What happened to them?
I do believe that they were taken down to the hospital a couple blocks away.
We'll go visit and check on them.
Maybe this won't be the only chance. Maybe someday I'll have another shot at greatness. I mean, it was a really bad day, but who knows? It could still turn out okay. We'll have to go into hiding for a while, but Holy shit. Is that the Archduke?
I'm gonna go inside and ask for directions. I don't know where the hell we are.
Sophie, don't die. Live for our children. Take it! No! No! No!
Sir! Are you hurt bad?
It's nothing.
We have to declare war. We cannot let this act of terrorism against our monarchy go unpunished. Serbia will pay for what they've done.
I agree, but we need to discuss with our ally. Germany is one of the strongest powers in Europe, and it's important.
Yes, I understand, but the Kaiser has held us back from acting in the Balkans before. I guarantee if we don't make a strong case, history shall repeat itself.
The creation of Germany put a lot of stress on the conqueror of Europe. We'll tell the Kaiser what he needs to hear, nothing more. Good afternoon, Kaiser.
Let's skip the pleasantries if you don't mind, sir. Our nation has been attacked and we cannot sit still for this. This is absolutely intolerable. Austria-Hungary cannot, will not, abide such humiliation. We cannot let this act of terrorism go unpunished. Our empire has lost its heir and Serbia will pay for that.
We'll back you in whatever you do. Just act quickly. Germany's behind you without reservation.
Sir? General war can be avoided if the Austrians strike while all of Europe is enraged over the assassination. If they act while the brutal slaughter of the Archduke and Duchess is still fresh in the people's minds, no one will raise a finger to defend Serbia. And even if the Russians decide they wanted to protect their Serbian allies, if the Austrians strike quickly, it'll be a fait accompli. The war will be over before the Russians can mobilize their forces. Now remember, Frederick, I'm going to be on a cruise to Norway for 3 weeks.
Yes, sir, I remember.
It'll be nice. A break from it all. Is there anything else I need to attend to?
No, sir, that's the last thing on your schedule.
Very good.
We have German assurance in hand. There will be no defeat.
That is no reason to start a war. We can find a peaceful solution with the Serbs.
The heir to the throne is dead, and you want to resolve this diplomatically?
There is no other choice but war.
The concert of Europe
The conquered of Europe will be unaffected. There have been wars in the Balkans the last 5 years, and no world war have broken out.
I find that as little consolation to what has happened. Nothing so drastic has happened.
Which is exactly why war is the only option.
We have to teach Serbia that the great Austro-Hungarian Empire will not be downcast by terrorists, nor shall we negotiate with them.
The Serbian government is not ruled by terrorists. Are you insinuating that these young men are working in accord with the Serbian government?
Yes.
This was a nationalist group intent on bringing about the destruction of this monarchy.
Restrain yourself, sir. This rhetoric is going to bring about the destruction of the monarchy. It is in its interest of the Hungarian half of this empire to resolve this peacefully. Where are the other voices of reason?
Dead on the streets of Sarajevo! Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the greatest defender of the Serbian cause in the entire empire. He was their greatest ally, and look what they did to him. What do you think they're going to do to us?
Fine. We shall relent on one condition. The Austro-Hungarian Empire cannot, will not annex the foot of Serbian land.
Alright. No annexation.
Yes.
Alright. We shall begin drafting our ultimatum.
Welcome back. One more meeting, we should be able to resolve this.
Yes, indeed. We have certainly had many.
Anything to avoid a global conflict that otherwise seems inevitable.
Why can't anyone else see that the world war is getting closer day by day? These are scary times we live in, and unfortunately our faults. It was you and me whose quarrel bled into international conflicts in the Balkans, and our blind hatred towards each other that fueled them.
No matter, things are being resolved. You and I have worked tirelessly to set aside our differences as true statesmen should. We have righted our wrongs and shall no longer dwell on mistakes of the past. Now, to business.
Are we all set?
Yes, sir. The papers are drafted. All I need is our signatures.
Terrific. The details are agreed upon, and we're all set.
Once we're ready, we'll get them signed and be off.
Mr. Greisinger, it's been an honor working with you.
Likewise, Mr. Hodvig. I hope for continued prosperities between our countries when this crisis is over.
The most beautiful country I've ever visited. That's a good question. Probably yours. Nothing beats the castles and the hills of Austria.
I appreciate the sentiment. In fact, I agree.
Yes, of course.
I'll get us some more of this.
I wouldn't say no to that.
You know, the Austrian ultimatum is settled. They've delayed our talks. Thank God for that, Ambassador. Once these documents are signed, we can return to our capitals, declaring peace in our town. Not a moment too soon, either. Where did you say this?
A heart attack? A goddamn heart attack? In the ambassador's house? The Serbian press is having a field day saying he was murdered in his own house.
How could this happen?
No, we have no ambassador to Serbia. Events are accelerating towards war, and we have no ambassador to Serbia. We have no diplomatic channel, no line of communication, no eyes or ears on the ground. We have nobody. Nobody with the connections, experience, familiarity with the land that Hartwig did. And even if we did, it would take weeks to get him appointed and shipped off to Belgrade. Weeks we don't have.
We have to send Serbia our ultimatum today. We've wasted enough time already.
We can't.
It's been over 3 weeks. Why are we delaying?
President Poincare is meeting with the Tsar right now. Do you really want France and Russia, our two greatest adversaries, to be in the same place when we send the ultimatum?
What does that have to do with anything?
They'll be able to make decisions and coordinate in ways they never could if they were thousands of miles apart. No, we shall wait.
That's a fair sentiment. We shall wait till Poincare has left Russia.
We shall wait till he's 100 miles out to sea. This is a masterstroke.
I concur. The Kurd will have 48 hours to agree to all points for Phase 4.
Yes, sir. And the final point demanding that Austrian police have free reign to investigate the assassination on Serbian soil, they'll never agree to that.
Exactly. You know, this is only a rook anyway. To agree to such a thing would be tantamount to giving up sovereignty. No nation would accept that. This will play right into our hands.
I did long for declaring war outright.
This will prevent retaliation from Europe's great powers. The world will see this as though we gave Serbia a chance to avoid a conflict. We will be completely unaccountable for this invasion.
I fear this only increases the relevance of this issue, elevates it to one fitting in the world stage. Before now, this was just another damn fool thing in the Balkans, and now...
You forget yourself. That was the heir to the throne you were referencing.
I apologize, that is not how I meant it.
Listen, this will be good for us. We want war, and this is how we get it. And it doesn't matter that we can't annex Serbia. Our goal will be met regardless.
Yegovich. It's a European war.
Asking Austrians to give the Serbs more time. 48 hours is too hasty to start a world war. You, push the Serbs not to resist Austria. You, let's start a partial mobilization process. Put some troops on the border and show Austria that we're serious. All right, gentlemen, we have to play all angles of this game. Whatever happens, we must work together. Communication is very vital. I don't want... I'm back from the meeting with the ambassadors.
Good. What did they say?
We have complete support of the French.
The British?
Not right now. But that's fine for now. The Entente stands behind Serbia.
Does that mean we can fully support Serbia, even to the point of war?
Yes, that is exactly what it means. If war is declared, we will come to Serbia's aid.
Please, I beg of you to call off this mobilization.
I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot do that.
We can convince Austria-Hungary to stand down from our side. I just need a little bit more time.
This is only a partial mobilization. Nothing is set in stone.
Well, your mobilization is scaring the other great powers in Europe. And if Russia decides to upgrade to full mobilization, which I'm afraid they will, this will provoke them to start a full-blown world war.
All right, your rhetoric is clearly stressing you out. That won't happen.
Yes, it will. And in order to avoid this, there must be solidarity between the monarchies. They must work together in order to spare bloodshed.
What am I supposed to go back and tell the Tsar? That we can't go to war because of solidarity?
Yes!
I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot go back to the Tsar with that.
Do you want to be held responsible for the greatest loss of life in human history?
Get out of my way.
No. I cannot let you leave this room until you commit to calling off mobilization.
Stop this! You're acting completely undignified!
If this is stop catastrophe, then I will do what I must.
Leave me the hell alone!
There will be revolution. Revolution in Europe if the monarchies don't work together. If we refuse to cooperate, all the crowns will fall.
If Austria-Hungary swallows Serbia, we will go to war. I cannot stand idly by and let Serbia be annexed. I'm sorry, Platonis, but I must state the Russian case.
I will inform Germany of your response.
They agreed to 9 out of 10 demands. They only refused to allow Austrian officials to have police powers in Serbia.
Good, that's what we thought would happen.
Except for how they ended it.
What?
They said if we don't find their terms to be fair, they're more than willing to commit the resolution to a conference.
What? We can't resolve it in a conference. We're always getting outvoted.
I know.
I can't believe this. The ultimatum was perfect. It was perfectly crafted.
What do we do?
We need to consult with Germany for advice.
The Kaiser is still at sea, so upon waiting the response to the ultimatum, we want to declare war.
What? You haven't declared war already?
It's been a month! Get on with it!
This isn't what we agreed to.
And now that we're losing the sympathies of the people of Europe?
It would have been politically impossible to support Serbia a month ago.
And now that they're offering mediation, they are going to be seen as the reasonable party.
Have you even begun mobilization yet?
Get your ass back to Vienna right now and declare war before it's too late.
It may already be too late.
What? Declare war? Are you serious? You needed to tell us weeks ago if that's what you wanted to do. The Austrian army won't be ready until the 14th of August, weeks from now. It is a Herculean task to coordinate and move millions of men that make up a modern army, and we don't know who we're mobilizing against. You want us to prepare for war against Serbia? Not when Russia's mobilizing against us. Get us a guarantee of Russian neutrality, and then maybe we can talk about mobilization.
There's a way out of this, maybe. Declaring war isn't the same as being at war. Maybe if I declare war now, I can placate the Germans. And maybe be able to use that threat to get to the Serbs before I even need the Austrian army to be ready.
The Serbian reply to the Austrian ultimatum, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Frederick. With this, every reason for war drops away.
The Austrians refused your peace talks.
Damn it! We were making such progress with the Austrians. If I knew they were going to take this long to declare war, I would have pushed them to Hull and Belgrade. Belgrade, the Serbian capital, is just a few miles away from the Austrian border. If the Austrian army can occupy the capital, they can declare victory and save face while showing Europe that they don't plan to annex Serbia. And if they do it quickly enough, and maybe keep the Russians out of the war.
That's an excellent idea, sir.
Now's not the time to be kissing ass, okay? I'm gonna write a proposal real quick, and you're gonna give it to Bateman. Make sure he tells the Austrians it comes from Kaiser. It'll carry more weight.
Yes, sir.
I mean it, Frederick. Time is of the essence. Many lives are at stake.
The German proposal. You're very welcome.
Something doesn't feel right about this. A halt in Belgrade? Who was this from? I'll just go pass this off to the German agents in Austria. I'm not driving all the way to Potsdam for this. Here's the proposal from Germany. Don't press the Austrians too hard to adopt it.
Alright, I'll deliver to them. From what I understand, the Austrians won't even be ready until August 14th.
Seminal, we have reports of the Austrians shelling Belgrade.
Seriously? Alright, time to let the dam break. Prepare to move to full mobilization. Look alive, people! It's time to move to full mobilization. Yankovic, with me. We gotta convince the Tsar that it's time. It's time, sir. The Austrians are attacking the Serbs right now. Time to mobilize and put troops on the border.
Very well.
We have started drafting a declaration of war, ready to be signed by you when you're ready. Thank you, sir. Yankovic.
I'm not ready to declare war for a country I owe no fealty to. What am I to do?
To the Kaiser of Germany. Cousin, I'm glad you're back. In the serious moment, I appeal to you to help me. An ignoble war has been declared on a weak country. The indignation in Russia, shared fully by me, is enormous. I foresee that very soon I shall be overwhelmed by the pressure forced upon me and be forced to take extreme measures, which will lead to war. To try and avoid such a calamity as a European war, I beg you in the name of our old friendship, to do what you can to stop your allies from going too far. Nikki.
It is with the greatest concern that I hear of the impression which the action of Austria against Serbia is creating in your country. The scrupulous agitation that has been going on in Serbia for years has resulted in an outrageous crime, to which Archduke Francis Ferdinand fell a victim. You will doubtlessly agree with me that we both, you and me, have common interest as well as sovereigns to insist that all the persons morally responsible for the dastardly murder should receive their deserved punishment. In this case, politics play no part at all. On the other hand, I fully understand how difficult it is for you and your government to face the drift of your public opinion. Therefore, with regard of the hearty and tender friendship which binds us both from long ago with firm ties, I am exerting the utmost influence to induce the Austrians to deal straightly to arrive at a satisfactory understanding with you. I confidently hope that you will help me in my efforts to smooth over difficulties that may still arise. Your very sincere and devoted friend and cousin, Willie.
Give me Yankovic.
Sir?
Yankovic, call for general mobilization.
Sir, you just can't do that. That'll cause a multitude of issues, some of which include going through many levels of generals individually and telling them to halt throughout the empire, and
I don't care. Cancel it.
The Tsar has called off general mobilization.
What?
You told me earlier this morning.
Alright, Yankovic, come with me. We're gonna have a knockdown, drag-out meeting with the Tsar. Let's go.
I'm not going to do it.
Sir, we cannot cancel mobilization.
The Austrians are laying siege to Belgrade right now.
We can't be defenseless when Germany and our allies invade the motherland.
By the time you cancel the mobilization, it'll be too late. I'm not going out there and starting World War.
This isn't about that. This is about defending our allies.
More than that, it's about defending ourselves from the other powers in Europe. I have spoken with the Kaiser of Germany. Have you? This is just another conflict in the Balkans that will blow over.
With all due respect, Your Majesty, no, it will not. There are no options left. You have to do this. You have to sign this right now.
Mr. Sazonov, you forget yourself.
We are the protector of all the sides and all of Europe. If we let the bully that is Austria-Hungary swallow Serbia, what will be next? The power and influence of Russia will be extinguished through inaction. It'll be the blood on your hands.
You are writing a fascinating version of history, my friend.
Take a look at the newspaper. You'll read a fascinating version of it. The people of Russia unite behind their Tsar once again. They will see that their leader is rising up to the Germanic threat in all of Europe and feel protected by your throne. If you call on mobilization, it will be more embarrassing than your failure to defeat the Japanese. Enough!
I need time to think.
Majesty, we know how difficult it must be for you to decide.
What did he say? Was he calling me weak? I've been called a feckless, indecisive leader for too long. I'm not some wishy-washy prince who can't make up his mind. I will sign the order.
The British have already given us support for the plan.
I'm sorry, I can't accept it unless the Russians halt their mobilization.
We've already made progress with the Austrians. Please, the Tsar and the Kaiser can work out a plan themselves. I urge you, halt in Belgrade and show the world you won't annex Serbia.
I have to go.
If Russia acquiesces and our army stands down, we'll be impossibly behind. And if we stop mobilization and Austria or Germany attacks us, we will lose the war without a fight. So Russia can't stop mobilization.
But if Russia mobilizes, then Germany has to follow suit or face the same dilemma. And now with Germany mobilized, what can France do but mobilize herself? The Franco-Prussian War taught them a hard, better lesson about what happens when you move your armies too slowly. And I guarantee you, they will not make that same mistake.
Look, that's Germany's problem.
It'll be yours when the dominoes begin to fall.
Russia must be allowed to defend herself.
This is no longer about defense. This action will start the chain of events that will be the death of us all. Why can't you see that? I ask again, call off general mobilization.
I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot do that.
For God's sakes, there will be no winner in this war. If we fight, it'll be revolution. It'll be the end of monarchy. It'll be the end of us both. Won't you please call off this madness?
No.
Listen to me. Our empires will fall. You will make me responsible for the catastrophe that the world has never seen before, the likes of which the both of us will have to live with. Help me avoid this calamity so that neither of us are burdened with the death of kings. Please, call off this insanity.
No.
If you do this, it will be slaughter. I beg of you, in the name of all that is right and decent, call off this mobilization.
No.
In that case, sir, I have the honor to inform you that we're at war. Never thought I'd be leaving Russia like this. Don't even know how I'll be able to pack.
Would you like me to send somebody to help you pack your things?
I appreciate that, sir.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the lark still bravely singing yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow. In Flanders fields, in Flanders fields, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow. In Flanders fields, in Flanders
Hello everyone, thanks for sticking to the end of the video. I'm JT, I played Portules, the German ambassador, but I also wrote and directed the film. Pains me to say that a lot of what happened in this film happened in real life too, and I want to go over some of those things now. Starting with the most inaccurate part of the film being the assassination. A lot of creative liberty had to be taken because we don't have a parade to surround us. And take the assassins in this film and double them, at least. With Ferdinand's parade route published in advance, each assassin failed as they went by. One not being able to shoot Sophie, another with a malfunction with their gun. We tried to show this as best as we could. In real life, the bomb thrown by one of the assassins hit the car behind Franz, and 20 people were actually taken to the hospital. Franz Ferdinand actually did go to check on them, but no one told the driver, and when he took a wrong turn outside of a sandwich shop, it allowed Princip to fire 2 shots that would change the world. That's how our story starts, and from this point on, I tried as much as possible to not change anything. The Austrians and Hungarians agree to go to war as long as no annexation takes place. Before the papers can be signed that would end any possible war, the Russian ambassador has a heart attack. Despite the Kaiser's demands, the Austrians continue to delay sending their ultimatum. Russia begins mobilization of her army. Russia mobilizes because they can't stop if Austria annexes Serbia, but no one told the German ambassador that they physically wouldn't. And so the war keeps going. With Russia mobilizing, Serbia sends back their response to the ultimatum, previously deciding to agree to all points, but now that Russia's mobilizing, they can deny the last point in the most respectful manner possible, knowing that Russia has their back. The Kaiser returns from his vacation after 3 weeks of being away, seeing Europe burning, and tries to do what he can to stop the war as well. Despite everyone trying their hardest to stop war, it continues coming ever closer, even to the point of the Tsar and Kaiser reaching out to each other. The letters our actors voiceover are exact transcripts of their correspondence, which I find truly heartbreaking. They didn't even sign it Tsar or Kaiser, or Nicholas or Wilhelm, but by their nicknames, Nicky and Willie. Despite this attempt to reach out, just the two of them, and cancel their mobilizations, in a tense argument with the Tsar, a man by a name forgotten by history says,
Majesty, we know how difficult it must be for you to decide.
And the Tsar takes it the wrong way and continues mobilization. After this, everything is now set in motion and there's no going back. Portules famously gets on his knees begging Sassanov to stop, but he doesn't. And the Great War begins. All of that happened. We changed little things here and there, but the main story is 100% true, which only makes this tragedy even more depressing. I hope you guys enjoyed this film, and as always, this is JBetch Productions. Thanks for watching.